everybody, Fiber Spider here with another tasty video for you. Yes, we are in the kitchen and today we are going to be baking up some goodies. Today we're going to be making muffins. Yes, now this is a very basic sort of muffin recipe. You can adjust it, you can tweak it, you can do all sorts of fun little things to it, and I have ideas for future variations, but for today I'm going to be doing one of my favorites, which is banana, dark chocolate chip, and pecans, or pecans. I've done this a bunch of times. I've also used walnuts instead of pecans. How do you pronounce it, and what is the right pronunciation? At any rate, yes, we are going to be making those today, but yeah, there's a lot of different variations that you can do as far as the scheme and scope of the flavors. It's very, very easy. Takes only a couple of minutes to throw together, about 25 minutes in the oven, and boom, you're good to go. And the great thing about it is that muffins are sort of an anytime thing. I mean, you could have them for breakfast, you can have them for dessert, you can have them for whenever, and if you have leftovers, which around here, leftovers don't really exist with me around. You could always pop them in the freezer for later, and boom, you're good to go. So, without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Hello again. Alright, so I have all of my various and sundry ingredients all set to go. Before we get started, I'm going to preheat my oven to 400 degrees. And while that is doing its thing, we are going to do some mixing. So, got my bowl here, and we're going to get to business. First things first, we're going to do the dry ingredients. With some recipes, it really matters. With this recipe, I don't know, but, you know, let me know in the comments section. So we're going to start off with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Level it out. Boom. One more. And shaboom. All right, so that's our flour out of the way. Okay. Next up, we need 3 teaspoons of baking powder. Not baking soda, baking powder. It's so easy to get them mixed up. That's why I always like to stress the point. So 3 teaspoons. That's 1. And these will raise very nicely. I've made them a bunch of times. 2. And 3. Okay. Get you put away. There we go. Okay, next up we need half of a teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to be using regular iodized. That's about right. Okay, very simple, very easy, very quick. That's why I love this recipe so much. Okay, now from here, we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of sugar. It seems like a lot, but actually, the muffins themselves, they're not, oh my god, too terribly sweet or anything. No, they're just right. It's sort of like a Goldilocks kind of muffin. Not too sweet, not too this, not too that, just right. So 3/4 of a cup. There we go. And just regular white granulated sugar. Okay. And also with our dry ingredients, going to add our chocolate chips and our pecans. Now I'm using dark chocolate. You can use whatever. You don't even have to use chocolate chips. You can use really whatever sort of adding type things that you want. Now what I found is because I'm using chocolate chips and nuts and a banana as my add-ins, 3/4 of a cup works actually really well. At one point, I used 1 cup of chips and 1 cup of nuts and a banana, and I had too much batter for my 12 muffins. So 3/4 works really nicely considering the different number of ingredients that I'm adding here. If I was only using, just chocolate chips, then I would add an entire cup. But since I'm also adding, the other things, it's a matter of sort of like weighing and balancing out what exactly you want to add and how much. Okay, so there's that. And then I got my pecans. If I had walnuts, I'd probably use them, but these, in my opinion, taste just as good, if not better. Okay, I'll tap you. Yum. All right. So that is pretty much it as far as the dry ingredients go. And I'm just going to give this a quick mix. So that our smaller ingredients like, the salt and the baking powder get nice and thoroughly in there. Okay, now from here we're going to go on to the wet ingredients. Let's go. Alright, so I'm going to start off actually with a really ripe banana. It's not black, but it is definitely ripe. And we're going to mush this guy up. And you don't have to go crazy, you don't have to puree it or anything like that. No, just give it a good mush. And the back of a fork works just fine. If your banana is ripe enough, of course. If it's still green, give it a couple days. And there you go. So just pop this in. There. And to that, also going to add in 1 egg already cracked. There we go. Just rinse my hands real quick. Okay. And to that, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now this actually, I omitted it the last time I made these. Really didn't notice the difference one way or the other, but you know what? Just, there's this little nagging thing in the back of my head that says vanilla extract, so I'm going to do that right now. There we go. Just gives it that little extra, zhuzh. Okay, and then we just have 2 more things to go. By the way, as always, all of the ingredients are going to be in the description box. Generally, I do that. Okay, so now 1/4 of a cup of vegetable oil. There we go. And gotta get one more thing. Milk, or in my case, half and half. So let me get this in there. So this is 1/4 of a cup of vegetable oil. Another thing that I was thinking of doing, let me know what you think in the comments section, is instead of using 1/4 of a cup of vegetable oil, softened butter, because you do need a fat for this recipe. And I don't know if it would be interchangeable or not, but I'm always interested in fiddling around with recipes. So now I'm going to add 1 cup of half and half. If you have milk, that's totally fine. I just would not use skim if I were you. At 1%, 2% whole milk, 3 potato 4, I would say just as long as it's not skim milk. Me, I always have half and half in the house, so works for me. All right, here we go. One more rinsing. Okay, I think that's everything. Let me just pop this back in the fridge. Okay, and now a good mixing. You don't have to go terribly crazy because this does work up pretty fast. I just want to incorporate everything. And then I already have my cupcake tray tin daily jam already with the papers ready to go. And my oven is almost done preheating, so yeah, this really does not take a lot of time whatsoever. I promised. I didn't lie. Oh, looks so yummy already. All those chips, all those nuts. And I can smell the banana. It smells awesome. All right. And we are good to go. Yeah, you don't want to go like too crazy. Like I wouldn't use an electric mixer doing this. It's more of like a folding kind of mixing. Ah, there we go. Speak of the devil. Okay. Shave and a haircut, 6 bits. Okay, now granted, you could always spray your tin. Me, I like using the little paper deals. Don't ask me why, I just do. Right. So just going to fill these up. Now, here's another thing that I wanted to ask you guys about. I haven't tried Googling it, but with so many of these recipes, I see them say, fill it, 3/4 or, 2/3 of the way full. Last time, I filled it almost all the way up, and it came out fine. So, you tell me. Is it sort of like a dealer's choice kind of thing? Does it really matter? Personally, I like my muffins to have a nice sort of domed top to them. I like them to present themselves with dignity and poise. So yeah, just gonna fill these up and try not to have any leftover batter. What I really like about this recipe is that, yes, it is versatile. You know, instead of doing chocolate chips and pecans, oh, and banana, of course, you know, you could add, you know, blueberries or any other kind of berry for that matter, raisins, trail mix, you know, any sort of nuts, fruit, what have you, butterscotch, little bits of cookies. I don't know, go crazy, have fun, experiment with things. One thing that I would really like to do is a lemon and poppy seed. Although for me, getting to the grocery store is a bit of a challenge. So generally, I like to go with stuff that is either canned, frozen, or dried. Well, we're getting there. All right, so you know what? I'm going to finish filling these up, the rest of these off camera, and I will be right back. All right, so all done filling these up. Little messy, you know, I wasn't as careful as I could be, but as you can see, all nicely filled, and as a result, really nothing much left in the bottom of my bowl. Always a bonus. I don't like wasting stuff. So from here into the oven, like I said, 400 degrees. There we go. Oh, that is so hot. Okay, and set my timer for 25 minutes. Okay, now it is roughly 25 minutes, give or take, depending upon your oven. And then after 25 minutes, you do the toothpick test. You stick it in there, and then when you pull it out, if it's like full of crumbs, it's not quite done yet. You know, it needs to pull out cleanly. So we're going to give it 25 minutes, and we shall do the presentation. I will see you shortly. All right, so it's been about 25 minutes at 400, and now for the reveal. Always the fun part, right? Oh, they look lovely. Absolutely, a nice slight golden brown on top, just the way I like them. And there we go. So it's going to be relatively easy for me to pop these out because this is silicone. However, I am going to let these cool down a bit before doing so that I don't burn my face off trying to eat these little yummies. So that being said, going to wait about 15-20 minutes or so, and we shall do the taste test. I will see you in a bit. All right, so I have let my muffins cool down for about 15-20 minutes or so, and they look absolutely gorgeous. Nice golden brown to them. They're still nice and warm, and we finally get to indulge in the fruits of our labors. And I cannot wait to dive into one of these bad boys. They are so good. Now, I don't know about you, but I love my silicone cupcake tin because it is so easy to get them out. However, it's a little bit of a pain to clean, though. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. All right, and here we go. So I'm gonna break this little guy open and show you all the ooey gooey chocolatey goodness inside. Check that out. It's so squishy, it's nice, it's moist. I can't wait. Bon appetit. I know this is going to sound weird, but the word that comes to mind, it tastes like home. Yeah, it does. It tastes like home. It tastes comforting, a little bit nostalgic, just. Mm. I know I'm an acquired taste. I'm different, but these are really good. Mm. 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 So tasty. Absolutely lovely with a cup of tea or a cup of hot cocoa. Mm. So, I'm sure that some, if not all of you, have made muffins before. If so, what sort of variations have you done yourselves? Um, what sort of flavor combinations? I mean, just off the top of my head, one just sort of sprang at me. Almond and cranberry with orange zest. That sounds like it could be really good. I don't know, you tell me. Now, I'm not entirely sure because there is a cup of milk, all of that creamy goodness in there. Would that react to the citrus negatively? Like if I added lemon juice for a lemon and poppy, would the citric acid of the lemon juice sort of conflict with the base of the milk, or the cream? Would the acid and the base, disagree with each other? Let me know in the comments section, please, because I've only done this recipe a couple of times and I haven't experimented quite as much as I would like. But hey, that is what we are for. We are a community, and every now and then, yes, we exchange recipe tips. Why not? So, if you liked this video, this recipe, give a little thumbs up button down below. Let me know your personal variations, your suggestions, your experiences, etc., etc. Always interested in hearing about your creative journey, whether it's in the kitchen or with your crochet hook and your knitting and so forth. Always interested. So listen, if you like the video, please give it a little thumbs up and hit that subscribe for more, because I post all the time, whether it's knitting, crocheting, audiobooks, origami, card games, you name it. Mm. Excusez-moi. I like variety. I like to post a lot of different things that I'm interested in, and I like to share them with you guys. So until next time, everybody, you know what to do, right? I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, stay making tasty goodies in the kitchen. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.